everybody? My name is ZealetPrince. Welcome back to yet another reaction video. And today we're checking out the latest installment to Season 7 of the Stories of Sodor. Now, it has been a couple of weeks since I last recorded a video because December was an absolute nightmare to work with for recording. And I'm not saying this because I haven't posted anything or anything else, which is part of the reason. But if you go back and check out one of my later recordings, it says the last recording was on the 5th of December, which was the last and final day I had recorded any fresh videos, and it is currently the 8th when this is being recorded because work got hectic, social life got hectic. I had no time to really record anything, and that is nuts. I have never gone a month without recording, without taking a break, like break-wise. Enough of that. It's over with. We're in January. It's the new year. We'll go ahead and finish things up with the Stories of Sodor as all the episodes have been released. So we're going to move into this one today, and then we'll move into the next ones over the next coming days. So with that being said, we're going ahead and get right into this. This is Banker. Starting in 3, 2, 1, boom.
I'm sure it won't surprise you to learn that after Reginald died, he was replaced by Bear. The Class 35 was delighted to join Sodor's mainline fleet. As he put it, after traveling about with the monorail for so long, it'll be nice to have somewhere I can call home. Our faceless diesel took over the monorail for him, and he settled into his new role as a mixed traffic engine, which he excelled at. And just as he brought in the island's first monorail, he also handled its first intermodal. Throughout the previous decade, containerization had grown in popularity. This innovation followed the same principle as the old Conflat system by allowing large quantities of goods to be transported seamlessly between road, rail, and sea. Container trains, or intermodals, were becoming fairly common by that point, but I'm sorry to say not everybody was pleased by this.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Something on your mind, Leon?
Not everybody was going to be happy with the bigger containers, especially the tank engines, because I remember I think it was the April Fool's Stories of Sodor episode that came out last year, or I think it was the year prior, in 2024, that not everyone was happy about it, especially what would happen in Stepney in that prank video, so not everyone was happy. Also, I don't recall, because it's been over a month since I last seen Bear in one of the video Stories of Sodor's episodes, since I last recorded. I don't recall if I ever said how I first ever learned of Bear, because like I've said in previous installments in my Thomas videos, I have never read any of the books growing up. Never read any of them. So the very first video I ever watched online that had Bear in it was from Shunter Productions, The Ghost of Old D. Morris. If you guys have ever seen the original, not the remake, the original that came out in the early 2010s, you're goated. You're an OG like me. But no, that was my first ever real introduction to Bear. So, little bit of facts about me.
Nothing you'd care about. Oh, nice. Well, do you care that my days are numbered? What makes you say that?
Why?
They're rolling out more and more of these fitted goods trains, so blokes like me won't be needed much longer. Come on, it's not like they're going to make all of you guards redundant overnight. And even if they do, would that be so bad? You've worked for the railway a long time. You can always retire. And do what? Take up golf? I hate golf. Oh well, that's progress, I suppose. Talk about a stick in the mud. No, he's not. He's just worried about his future. And so am I. If these trains don't need guards, then they certainly don't need brake vans. Even
yeah,
if
that's true.
Toad, I'm sure you'll still be useful. How? James, this is Control. Come in, over. Copy, Control. This is James. Go ahead. Be advised, the monorail has experienced mechanical failure and is being brought into Barrow. The locomotive will be taken onto the works, and you will deliver the train to its final destination. Stand by to receive. Understood, Control. Standing by. Over and out. You beauty! You're really keen to take it, aren't you? Why not? It's a new experience, and I'm always open to new experiences.
Wait, but who was the engine pulling it? Number 87. Who's 87? Is it a faceless engine or a non-faceless engine? Hello, Arthur. I think this is the first time we're seeing him all season. Oh boy, here comes a storm. R.I.P. Jeffrey. Oh, is this where Jeffrey died? Yeah, it is. Okay. Really freaking random for there to be a gravesite right there. I thought they would have done a gravesite somewhere else, not exactly where he died in the middle of right where the hill is. I don't know, it just seems a little weird to me. But will we finally get some answers about our mysterious ghostly banker that Reginald couldn't tell us about? I mean, it's the title of the video, so yeah, no way in hell James was gonna get that up there alone. Here he comes. Is Emily going to be able to see it? I remember they said something about them not being able to see it.
After I got over the top, it stopped pushing like it did with you. It probably knew you didn't need help anymore. And I didn't. I got here in the end. No thanks to the weather. Caw. First Bear, then Reggie, then the Diesel, and now me. Is the monorail the new flying kipper? God, I hope not.
Yeah, please,
I'm surprised
no.
you stalled pulling it. I didn't think it looked all that heavy. It wasn't, but the wet rails caused me to lose my grip. Ah, well, it's happened to all of us. However, I don't think it's ever happened on that side of the hill. Oh, come on, I can't be the first. You might be, James. I don't remember anyone else ever getting stuck there. Can you?
Huh.
No, I can't. What do you know? I've made history. This calls for celebration. Maybe we should rename the site to James's Hill. Oh, certainly not. That would only confuse the tourists and outraged fans of the Railway series.
Okay.
Besides, it doesn't have quite the same ring as Gordon's Hill. I hate to say it, James, but he's right. Yeah, I hate that he's right too. How about Charlie's Hill? Who's Charlie? The banker?
Charlie? Wait, what?
You know who it is? Oh, didn't I ever tell you the story? No.
Charlie?
That's embarrassing. All right, here it is. Charlie was a banker on the Licky Incline. The best, they say. Rain, hail, or shine, he was always out there pushing himself and his trains hard. Then one day, he overdid it. His boiler burst, and that was that. Until he came back. Why? Depends on who you ask. It could have been a choice, or it could be a curse. That's also the reason why nobody can ever remember looking at him. He's been at it ever since. Anytime a train is stranded on an isolated part of the line, he'll show up, either to push them all the way to their destination, or until they no longer need help. Where did you hear all this? From my travels with the monorail. I also met nearly a dozen engines that have all been helped out by Charlie. And you say he worked on the Licky. Molly used to work there, so I wondered if she knew him. Well, if you're going to ask her, you'll have to wait until tomorrow. She's at the works and won't be let out until then. Fair enough. In the meantime...
Okay, but why would Charlie be on Sodor, of all places? Also, I feel like we've seen this engine before. I gotta go back to Season 3. Give me about 5 seconds. Okay, so... I just went back to Season 3 because I remembered a specific scene from one of the pre-episodes in Season 3, and I needed to check and see if that was the same engine, and lo and behold, it is literally the same guy. Have a look.
Bother. Hello, Glenn. Am I right to take this lot? Yes, Charles. Those are yours.
So we had another off-screen death of a named character. I mean, not a character we know on Sodor, but a character we knew from the mainland. I haven't watched any these seasons in a while, and yet I somehow remembered him. How that's possible, I have no idea. My memory works in its own weird fashioned ways of pulling out the old scraps in the darkest pits of my mind and never remembering how I found them in the first place. That came out in such a way I was not expecting to put it.
Tomorrow. She's at the works and won't be let out until then. Fair enough. In the meantime, I don't suppose... Sorry, James. Me and my crew saw it, but don't remember a thing about it. Or should that be he? I guess so. I'm rather conflicted about all this. I'm grateful for his help, but if he's only doing this because of a curse... Hey, it doesn't sit well with me either.
Yeah.
We should try and help him? I think we should find out if he needs help first. If this is a choice, I may not like it, but I'll respect it. How are we going to find out? By talking to him? Do you have a better idea? No, I don't.
I mean, this is how we usually take care of ghosts on Sodor, so we usually talk to them first.
He pushed me to Wellsworth. As soon as we reached the station, he disappeared. Did you talk to him? Aye, but I don't remember what he said. I guess speaking to the bloke has the same effect as seeing him. So much for that idea. Sorry about that, I didn't know. Don't worry about it. Did they find out what was wrong with your train? The brakes had partly come on. Then how was Charlie able to push you? It's been said he has a level of control over the brakes on a train, that he can couple and uncouple them too. Tell me something, Emily. Was your train fitted or unfitted? Fitted. Why? Before going any further, I might need to explain the difference. A fitted train is one that is equipped with continuous brakes, whereby the brakes on every carriage can be controlled by the locomotive. This has been a standard feature on coaches for a long time, but not so much on trucks. Therefore, most freight trains were unfitted, and their stopping power lay primarily with the engine and any accompanying brake vans. However, at the time, more and more fitted goods wagons were being rolled into service. These didn't require a brake van and therefore had no need for a guard. It should go without saying many of them were concerned they'd eventually be put out of a job. So maybe they decided to do something about it. Like sabotage? Why not? You heard what Leon said. That's a far cry from tampering with the trucks. And they didn't find anything to suggest someone had meddled with mine. Did they say what the problem was? A leak in the brake cylinders. They sealed it up, and that was that. Sounds like a simple defect to me. You shouldn't jump to conclusions, Bear. I've done that, and it ended badly.
Yeah.
Morning, James. Morning, Leon. How are things? Good, thanks. You? Can't complain. Did you hear what happened with Emily's train? Yep, I also heard what you and Bear said. Thanks for setting him straight. Any time. Still, I hope you won't mind me asking. I didn't touch those trucks, and I don't know anyone who might have. Do you think it's possible someone did? No, I don't. None of the lads are too thrilled by these fitted vans, but fiddling with them won't help. If anything, it won't encourage head office to roll them out faster. But I'll keep my ears open just in case. I appreciate that. Thanks, Leon. Don't mention it.
But how did he learn?
Do you believe him? Yes, I do. You? Yes. Do you have any idea who might have done this? No, but I'll also keep my ears open. Cheers. Oh, and I'm sorry I didn't have an answer for you the other day. My mind just went blank. Ah, well, like Leon said, that's progress. You can't really oppose it. I know what you mean. We weren't too chuffed when they said diesels would take over. Try as we did, we couldn't come up with any reasons why it was a bad idea. And in hindsight, I shouldn't be surprised by any of this. I've seen a lot of changes to the railway in my time. Everything from signals to companies to rolling stock. And every time that happens, something gets replaced. I know I'm in no danger of getting scrapped, but if I can't work on goods trains anymore, what will I do? Have you ever heard of a brake van special? No. What's that? It's a type of rail excursion they run on heritage railways. Instead of riding around in coaches, people travel in brake vans. Maybe we could start
I've seen that before.
Why don't you have a word with Mr. Watson and see what he thinks? All right, I will. Thanks, James. Don't mention it.
I have heard of that, actually. It's just been a while. Oh, hello. Forgot your name. It's been a while.
Yep, we got another one. Another what? Leaking cylinder. A notice came through from head office this morning about a manufacturing defect with some of the brakes. Oh, so it's not sabotage? No. We'll have to check every fitted van on the island and see if any of them are compromised. Are there a lot of them on Sodor? No, but it'll take a while to examine them. And until they have been, they are all withdrawn from service. That's too bad. I was supposed to take my first fitted goods train when I got out. You'll get your chance, Molly. Speaking of getting out, you're right to leave. But before you do, Molly, I need to ask you something. The story's wrong? Sort of. I was working on the Licky when one of the bankers burst its boiler during a rough climb. Was it faceless? Yeah, and they scrapped it. The driver's name was Charlie. Was he hurt?
Oh.
No, but he decided to retire after that. I heard he died back in 65. So unless he's been reincarnated as a ghost engine, he can't be the banker. Then who is it? Fortunately, we wouldn't have to wait long to find out.
Oh,
but
we won't?
that is a story for another day. And I can end this one on a fairly positive note. The workmen were able to track down and repair every defective brake. From that point on, more and more fitted goods trains started appearing. Over time, brake vans would disappear from the railway alongside their guards. However, most of these railwaymen would either retire or be reassigned. The majority of brake vans would also be scrapped, but for the likes of Toad and Brian, they became the centerpiece of dedicated rail excursions that are still running to this day. I guess it goes to show that just because a thing gets replaced doesn't mean it isn't valued.
So we're wrong on who the banker is, but it was a very close guess, I will say. Because the moment the face popped up on the character, I knew right away I'd seen that guy before. Because I've seen him in other parts that Victor Tanzig has made in the past. Like, usually, like, cuts to, like, the mainland and then back to the main story. And I remember that specific scene because there was an episode in Season 3 called Nationalization that took part entirely on the mainland and not on Sodor. So we saw a lot more characters on the mainland that we didn't see before. And later, those characters came to Sodor. And that guy's name was Charlie. Or Charles, or whatever they're calling him. But it seems like it's not him. At least, not the engine. Because the story, according to Molly, was completely wrong. He was talking about a person, not an engine. So, it's still up to debate who this could be. But according to Emily, it could be a he. And there were a couple of guys that we know on Sodor that died. Jeffrey, Peter, Benson, Thomas. Who else? Who else died on Sodor? Those are the only four that immediately come to my mind. But anyway, that's all we have to work with as of this moment in time of the story. So until we get to the final season finale, we're gonna have to keep guessing, which is only about 2 episodes away. So if you guys enjoyed today's reaction video, please like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you all in the next reaction video. Bye.
What's up? Agwamum?
That concludes vocal exercises.